First Family, Healthy Lifestyle and Edutainment Radio Station 107.3 Darling FM. Hello and welcome to the World News. I am Paul Emoghene. Here are the headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari approves 110 million naira to overhaul generator, 8 billion naira to rehabilitate secretariats. INEC reassures Nigerians on the creation of polling units. Ondo State Governor orders refund of WAEC fees to parents, and European Union calls on Somali leaders to hold elections swiftly. Details shortly. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved 82 billion naira for the completion of infrastructure projects in the Federal Capital Territory. Minister of the FCT, Malam Bello, made the announcement while journalists at the end of the council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. Shortlisting the list of projects, the minister said that a sum of 110 million naira has been approved for the total overhaul of a 1,500 kVA generating plant for the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, while 47.6 billion naira was approved for an upward review of the contract sum for the extension of the Inner Southern Expressway. He added that 131.4 million naira of the 82 billion naira was meant for the review of consultancy provision for the Independence and Constitution Avenue Road project in the Abuja Central Business District. Also, President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration has rejected the recent poor rating of Nigeria in its anti-corruption campaign by Transparency International, TI. National Contact to TI in Nigeria, the Civil Society Legislative Advocacy Center, CISLAC, had accused Buhari's administration of not being transparent in its anti-corruption crusade and management of recovered assets. However, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, in a swift reaction, defended his principle with a claim that the rating was full of discrepancies, inaccurate data, and indices. The minister stressed that what had been pushed out by TI about Nigeria's corruption perception index in the last few years were not real reflections of what is on ground, saying much had been done to change the influence of corruption in the country. House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill seeking to amend the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Establishment Act to allow the anti-graft agency to retain a part of funds and property it recovers from corrupt persons and organizations to run its operations. If the bill is eventually passed by the National Assembly, the EFCC will be empowered to retain 0.05% of its recoveries. Part of the bill also proposed setting a limit to the duration a person can act as chairman of the commission, while the scope of qualifications for the chairmanship of the EFCC will be expanded to allow financial experts to head the anti-graft agency. The bill is a consolidation of various bills separately sponsored by Messrs. Osai, Tajuddin Yusuf, Olawale Raji, and Kabiru Tukura.
People
Still on presidency affairs, President of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC), Dr. Ayuba Waba, had welcomed the position of the federal government not to accept moves to remove the national minimum wage from the exclusive lists. Waba made this known to journalists after an event held in Owerri, the Imo State capital.
We have the COVID-19 situation, and we have also fallouts from the COVID-19. A lot of people who are in the informal sector, the people who you can call them daily paid persons, they work today and get income today. If you go to the bricklayers, then some of them are doing daily work. If you also go, you have people who are porter, daily work. We have Okada driver, daily work. They do that daily to earn money. They are what we call informal sector. So how do we assist them? Because COVID-19 has put them off job during the lockdown. A lot of drivers, a lot of construction site workers. So these are the things they can brainstorm and bring to us.
The NLC urged the government to widen the social security nets for workers and the people in view of the current economic difficulties. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has charged the 4 newly sworn-in commissioners to resist corruption so they can justify the commitment in service of Imo State and the confidence reposed on them. Our Government House correspondent brings you more on this report.
As part of activities to celebrate Governor Hope Uzodinma's 1-year anniversary, the governor has sworn in 4 new commissioners and also created 4 new ministries. It is recalled that the governor on 16th of March 2021 sent a list of 4 nominees to the State House of Assembly for ratification of their appointment as commissioners in the State Executive Council. The governor, who performed the swearing-in ceremony at the Executive Council chambers, Government House Owerri, said the ceremony is symbolic, stating that oath-taking signals readiness to serve with commitment, diligence, and honesty.
You must consider your appointment as a call to service. You must prove your mettle by adding value to the system. If I were you, I would give my very best to the system to justify the confidence reposed on me. Putting in your utmost best presupposes that indolence and laxity must be an alien culture to you.
The governor reiterated his commitment to the welfare of the civil servants and teachers in Imo State, insisting that over 42,000 verified and cleared civil and public servants have been paid their salaries up to date, with 10,000 workers discovered to be ghost workers.
Ago, we had protesters protesting for non-payment of salaries. It will interest you to know that their names were all collected and written down. Out of those names, 99% has been paid and received their salaries. Now, those who are sending you to come and protest because they are beneficiaries of the ghost workers, if you continue to follow them, first of all, we are not doing no work, no pay. If you continue to protest anymore, I will charge you to court.
Addressing newsmen after the inauguration, the Commissioner for Finance and Coordinating Economy, Doris Anite, appreciated the governor and the people of Imo State for a call to serve. Also, the new Commissioner for Health, Bartolome Okorochukwu, assured citizens of improving the health system of the state by restructuring the primary, secondary, and tertiary health care in Imo State.
The link between the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary system is not functional up to the capacity we want it to be. So those are one of the areas we are going to re-engineer. We get the community involved in everything about health in Imo State. Then we also look at the partners and others, look at basic things that they can do for us in Imo State in order to drive the healthcare system forward. Then we also look at the aspect of getting specialized centers where some of the basic illnesses in this country can be addressed, so that this traveling abroad for one illness or the other will also stop.
The new commissioners are Doris Anite, Commissioner, Finance and Coordinating Economy; Bartolome Okorochukwu, Commissioner for Health; Uche John Ohie, Commissioner for Tourism; and Boniface G. Rugu as the Commissioner for Science and Technology. This report was filed by Uchoma Sophia Afolabi for Darling FM News.
Now moving to Ondo State, where the state governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has directed head teachers of public secondary schools to begin refund of the money paid by SS3 pupils for this year's West African Senior Secondary School Certificate Examination, WAS. He said he has approved 360 million naira for the payment of 2020-2021 WAS fees for SS3 pupils in public schools across the state, in line with his administration's free education policy. The governor spoke through the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Lola Amuda, at a meeting with the executives of the All Nigeria Conference of Principals of Secondary Schools and other stakeholders in the education sector. He urged school administrators to reciprocate his nice gesture by ensuring that the pupils perform excellently in the exams. Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has declared its determination to establish more polling units in the country before the 2023 general elections. It was reported that the creation of new polling units in 1996 under the defunct National Electoral Commission of Nigeria (NECON) resulted into 119,973 polling units. The electoral umpire said its genuine intention to expand voter access to polling units in 2007, 2014 and shortly before the 2019 general election was largely misunderstood and politicized. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu said they are working on the grey areas by battling to strengthen the curve of suspicion, misinformation and undue politicization of the exercise. He also believes that creating more access to polling units will be part of the solution to the dwindling voter turnout at elections. This is 107.3 Darlin FM. If you're just joining us, you are listening to the World News. In the news, President Muhammadu Buhari approves 110 million naira to overhaul generator, 8 billion naira to rehabilitate secretariat. INEC reassures Nigerians on creation of polling units. Ondo State Governor orders refund of WAS fees to parents. Still to come, European Union calls on Somali leaders to hold elections swiftly. Still ahead is business and entertainment news. Now to the foreign scene. European Union has called on Somali leaders to weekly hold presidential election. The European Union High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Josep Borrell, said Somalia's federal and member state leaders must honor their responsibilities to the citizens and hold parliamentary and presidential elections immediately. Borrell added that the Somali leaders must reach a compromise on the electoral process to pave the way for a peaceful transfer of power through the implementation of the September 2020 pre-election deal. On 17th September 2020, the Somali government agreed with the heads of federal regions to hold presidential and parliamentary elections between December 2020 and February 2021. The United Nations and United States have previously urged Somali leaders to respect the September deal and hold elections. In business news, Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has disbursed 1.487 trillion naira under its various agricultural programs to boost food production. Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele made this known while presenting the communique on the Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting in Abuja. Emefiele said the Apex Bank disbursed 107.60 billion naira to 548,109 farmers cultivating 703,619 hectares of land between the fourth quarter of 2020 and the first quarter of this year to boost dry season output. He said the total disbursement as at end of February 2021 amounted to 1.48 trillion naira under the various agricultural programs, of which 686.59 billion naira was disbursed under the Commercial Agricultural Credit Scheme. And finally, in entertainment news, Taylor Swift is set to release the first song in her From the Vault series today, the 25th of March 2021. The 31-year-old singer has revealed she will drop the track titled You All Over Me from the Vault this week as the first of 6 never-before-heard songs that will be featured on her recorded Fearless album. You All Over Me from the Vault also features Maren Morris backing vocals and has been produced by the National's Aaron Dessner. And that ends the World News as produced by Uchoma Sophia Afolabi. You can reach our news desk for coverage and eyewitness report on 0818-732-5104 or send an email to darlingfmnews@gmail.com. Stay safe, everyone, and don't forget to wash your hands regularly. Soap is sufficient to deactivate the coronavirus. I am Paul Emoghene. News update is at 5 p.m. Good afternoon.